Welcome everybody, thank you for joining in on the last round of RCN Racing Club Netherlands. We are here at Le Mans and the championship is still open for the hypercars but also for the GT3s. Bas Overdijk and Roy Jeukens will fight for the championship today, and also in the GT3 Jelmer Mollema and Edwin Noor have chances to take the big prize. Your top 3 for the day is Bas Overdijk at pole position, Roy Jeukens at second place and Raymond Hertog from third. For the GT3 Mollema is on pole position, Edwin Noor at the second place and Melzi van der Ven starts from third. Then we are going to the race start for the hypercars. Bas Overdijk on pole position. Watch for the Aston Martin who's losing positions at the start, and Nijland actually gains a lot. He started 6th and he's already in 4th position. Bas Overdijk keeps the lead. Vermelis makes a mistake and goes off, taking the short route. And Bas Overdijk already has quite a nice gap. He's not under pressure anymore from Jeukens. And that's a nice start for Overdijk and keeps his championship chances alive. Vermelis still has the 3rd position, although he had the little shortcut. And there's at the moment no big fights in hypercars, everyone found his spot on the track. We do see that the Aston Martin is gaining a lot on Krom in the Cadillac. There's almost a hit from the Aston Martin. That's Hertog and the Aston Martin. Now Krom has a nice exit and goes after Nijland out of the slipstream, going side by side into the 2nd chicane. And Krom took the position, but then there's a little bit of touch, and it looked like Krom was not gonna have the line on the exit, but because of the touch they are still side by side. Remember, there's still a long race to go into Mulsanne corner. Krom still looking, but he has to bail out, and Nijland keeps his 4th position. On to the GT3 race start. Mollema on pole position, Noor right next to him. Mollema has a great start, Noor is in the slipstream. And both of them are again on a league of their own, going together into the 1st chicane. But Mollema keeps the lead and Noor comes right after in 2nd. Mollema made a big gap now also and is not under pressure anymore. Behind there is a little bit of a squabble there, a lot of Lexus adventure there, and Kapitein has not a great entry and Nick van der Ven is saying thank you for the position. Kapitein looked like he was falling back, but now Nick van der Ven has fallen back. Maybe he had to give back a position or something. Kapitein still on the 4th position now. And the pressure from right. And Nick van der Ven now under pressure from Hoofs in the Mustang. Right. Oh, and there's big contact. Right is off. It looked like Hoofs missed his braking point. Big contact there. Alright, let's have a look on what happened there. So they're coming up to the 1st chicane and look at the Mustang. Yeah, the Mustang misses his braking point. Oh, and Kapitein went off as well. Kapitein loses his 4th position, falling back to the back of the grid. That's very unfortunate for him. On board with Hoofs. So you can see here, he brakes way too late. He tries to avoid Reit. He fails to do so, so very unfortunate. Bad start for Hoofs and for Reit, and very unfortunate for Kapitein. Riding on board with Jenga and the Alpine. In front of us Hertog, we are going towards Indianapolis. Jenga had a great slipstream, and it looks like he's already passed. He's not using all of the track, so maybe Hertog is still on the left. A little bit of defense from Jenga, but he made it stick. Here's Van Rosmalen in the second chicane. Taking a lot of curb on the first one, taking a lot of curb on the second one, going on throttle, and there he loses the car. And this is very well done. No unsafe rejoins, leaving the other cars in front. On board with him, let's have a look. So here is already a lot of chicane. Here he does it again, and then goes a little bit too hard on the throttle and loses it. Props to him for the safe rejoin here. Very nice. Almost at the 15-minute mark, looking at the Alpine of Jenga again. And Jenga has a braking problem, and yeah, there goes the Aston Martin of Hertog. Hertog takes over the position again. Milsane remains a tricky corner. On board with Jurkens, Bas Overdijk still in front, so he's within reach. Oh, and Jurkens loses it! Taps the wall. Ooh, yeah, this is damage, and these are the chances gone for Jurkens. So he's coming up to Indianapolis, having a good line, but hits the curb there, and then he's on the dirt, braking, and he loses the back of the car, sliding into the wall. Jurkens pitted. He did not repair damage in this occasion, because he knows he will lose a lot of time in that. So there's Vermelis in third place. Ooh, and they have a lot of touching there. Vermelis a little bit aggressive, and Jurkens of course driving with the damage. Jurkens is struggling with his damage. Later in the lap, Vermelis has a better exit out of the second chicane, driving towards Milsane, is already alongside, and Jurkens knows this is the second position gone for him. Falling back, you see how close Nijland is as well. Having a look at right into the Porsche curves. On his own, it looks like. Oh, and he hits the curb. He loses it completely. What a save is that? That was an insane save. That's Max Verstappen style in Brazil. Saving the car. Well done to him. Going over the curbs again. Oh, and he loses it again. This time no save. Oh, and there's a lot of damage there. Driving car off the track. And I believe this is a no finish for him. Going back to Jurkens, and you see he's still struggling, and there he locks up, and again in Milsane loses a position, this time to Nijland, and falling down the order. We're looking at Crom in the Cadillac, also in Milsane, making a mistake. Hits the throttle to rotate the car in the right direction, but he loses a lot of exit speed with that, and the Aston Martin of Hertog is already alongside in the first kink. Driving on to Indianapolis. They're still quite alongside, but who is going to bail out? This is not a corner to fight in, and Crom knows it, and he gives the position up to Hertog. Great overtake by Hertog. One lap later. we are again looking at the Cadillac and the Aston Martin of Hertog and Krom. And this time it's the other way around, so Krom is going into the slipstream of Hertog, but he again has the outside, but who will bail out this time? So the Aston Martin is still slightly ahead. But they switch coins, so Hertog is this time on the safer side and Krom takes back the position. Again a nice overtake, good racing from both of them. Krom now into 4th position. 1 hour 15 minutes into the race and Jurkens repaired his damage and he's coming at Krom for the 4th position. This is still. So you saw already that Krom made a mistake into the first chicane of the long straight. And now they are going side by side into the 2nd chicane. But Krom still later on brakes and hits the apex, but has slightly worse exit than Jurkens. So Jurkens back into the slipstream towards Marsana, where they made mistakes, both of them. So let's see how it pans out this time. Side by side, and Krom again better on the brakes. But Jurkens also again a better exit. Now going for another slipstream towards Indianapolis. Goes alongside. Krom leaves space on the inside. And this time Krom bails out. And Jurkens takes the 4th position. We have a pit lane incident. Vermelis into the pits already, has to drive away, and there comes Hertog, and they have a little bit of a touch. No biggie, I would say, but still. Having a look at Alessandro Krom, GT3 in front. Oh, Krom loses it! He didn't even come close to passing to the GT3, but he goes off hard. Careful with the Ferrari of Nijland. This is the last lap of the race, by the way, so even the last few corners. And he fell back to 6th position. That was a hard hit. I'm surprised his car is still driving. Unfortunate for him, he comes over the line, 6th position. There comes Bas Overdijk. We haven't seen him a lot in the highlights, but that's a positive thing. That means he did not make any mistakes. And he comes over the line first. You see him weaving. He is happy and he deserved it. Very well done from Overdijk. He wins 1.5 hour race at Le Mans and he takes the championship. Congratulations to him. And for the GT3, in the Aston Martin, Mollema comes over the line first and also he wins at Le Mans and wins the championship for the GT3. Overdijk wins the race and the championship. Tim Vermelis ends up in 2nd place and Raymond Hertog takes the final podium step at 3rd position. Mollema also wins the championship and wins this race. Edwin Noor stays in 2nd and Nick van der Ven ends up in the 3rd position. I want to thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. All useful links will be in the description and I see you next season. Goodbye.